Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 2 Review. Today we're going to be going over all of Chapter 2, so please have your Unit 2 review guide in front of you, and let's get started. Excuse me. Now, problem number 1 says, what is the value of the absolute value of x minus the absolute value of y minus 5 when x equals negative 6 and y equals 5? So, first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this problem, and I'm going to plug in negative 6 and 5. Now, the absolute value of negative 6 is 6, the absolute value of 5 is 5, and then everything else just comes on down. Now, if do the click click, I see that we have two negatives right here, so I can actually combine those to help me see that my answer is negative 4. Okay. Number 2 says, which of the following is an equivalent simplified expression for parentheses 2 parentheses 3x minus 4 minus 3 parentheses 4x minus 1. Now, whenever we have parentheses, we need to distribute whatever is outside. 2 times 3 is 6x, and 2 times 4 is negative 8. And once again, whatever's on the outside, this time we're distributing a negative 3. We get negative 12x plus 3. All right, let's look for like terms for things that we can combine. 6 minus 12 is negative 6x, and negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. All right, number 3 says simplify. What we need to do is find our like terms, so things that are the same. We've got our 3x squared and our negative 10x. I've got 10x, or 2x and negative 9x, 4y and negative 7y. Now, the way these go is we need the highest exponent first, and that's our x squared. So 3x squared minus 10x squared is negative 7x squared. Next, we're going to go with the x's. 2x minus 9x is negative 7x. And then 4 minus 7 is negative 3y. And there we go. All I had to do on that one is combine like terms. All right, 4 is asking to simplify, and once again, that means that we need to distribute. 4 times 3 is 12x, and 4 times 7 is 28. Okay, on the back, we're distributing a negative 2, which gives us negative 2x minus 12. Combine your like terms. 12 minus 2 is 10x, and negative 28 minus 12 gives us negative 40. Since they're the same signs, we combine them. All right, number 5, 6x minus 2y, all divided by x, if x equals 1/3 and y equals negative 4. So first thing we're going to do is plug all of these numbers in. 1/3, negative 4, and 1/3. 6 times 1/3 gives us 2. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8, all divided by 1/3. 2 plus 8 gives us 10, and this is saying 10 divided by 1/3. Now, when you are multiplying or dividing fractions, you can multiply by the reciprocal, and then we get our answer. Let's make sure that looks like 30. Okay. Here is one that everybody messes up on because they forget that there's a negative 1 out there. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times negative 9 gives us positive 9. All right, number 7, what is the value of m squared minus 5mn minus n to the third power when m equals -3 and n equals -6? So I'm just getting everything ready to plug in. M equals -3, m is -3, 6, 6. Okay, so we have to do exponents first, so -3 squared gives us 9. We're going to save this next. And -6 to the third power, I'm going to load up my calculator real quick. All right, so that's -6 raised to the third power, and that gives us -216. We have two negatives right there, so we can do click, click. And now we have -5 times -3 times -6, all in the middle, gives us -90. So 9 minus 90 plus 216. You can do all of that in your calculator right there. So 9 minus 90 plus 216. And our final answer is 135. All right, so absolute value, we have to remember that means the opposite. So what is the opposite of the absolute value of -5.3? Well, the absolute value is 5.3, but the opposite of that would be -5.3. All right, number 9, what are the solutions? Keyword right here is it's saying solutions, plural, of the following equation. So what number could x be to get an answer of 2? Well, the absolute value of 2 is 2. The absolute value of -2 is 2. So x could equal -2 or +2. All right, number 10, evaluate -3 times x times -x when x equals -4. So I'm just going to plug everything in. Now we are doing multiplying across the board. And we have, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that my answer is going to be positive. 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 times 4 is 48. All right, let's flip it over. Evaluate 3x squared minus x when x equals -2. So we have to be very careful when we're plugging in all of our numbers. All right, we're going to do exponents first. -2 squared is 4. On the back right here, we can do click, click. 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay, number 12 says to simplify. I see parentheses in here. I can't do anything inside, but I can distribute there. So we get 5x. -2 times 4 is -8x. -2 times -5 is +10. -11. Combine your like terms. 5x minus 8x is -3x, and 10 minus 11 is -1. Okay, so 13 through 16, we had to talk about the properties. What property is demonstrated below? Okay, so right away I see that this is adding, and they cancel. So what happens when you add and they cancel? That is called the additive inverse. All right, next one. Once again, I see that they're adding, and all they did was switch the numbers around, so they were moving. And when they're moving, that's commuting. So that is the commutative property of addition. All right, once again, what property is demonstrated below? I see that they are multiplying, and when we come back, you get the same answer. That is the multiplicative identity. All right, and last one for the properties. I see that we have parentheses. I notice that we are multiplying the entire time. But when you look at the numbers, all they did was move the parentheses, so they're grouping it. So this is the associative property of multiplication. All right, which fraction is less than 3 over 8? Now, I have no idea what 3 over 8 is, so to figure that out, 3 divided by 8, that equals 0.375. So let's find out which one is less than that. 11 divided by 24 is 0.45. So no. 5 divided by 6, 0.83. No. 5 divided by 12, no. 0.41. 1/3 I know is 0.3333, and that is less. All right, so that one was less than. This one is saying greater than. So 5 divided by 12, we're looking for something that is greater than 0.416. So 0.416. Well, I already know that one. That one's 0.25. That is not greater. We just did that one, which is 0.333. 2/3 is 0.66. So that's greater. Let's just look to see what the other one is. And that's 0.16. So C is the correct answer. All right, which whole number is between 25 over 3 and 19 over 2? 25 over 3 is 8.3, and 19 over 2 is 9.5. So to figure this out, here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 8.3, there's 6, 7, 8, there's 8.3, there's 9.5, 6, 7, 8. The whole number in between that is 9. Okay, so we're doing the same thing here. 34 divided by 5 gives us 6.8. 22 divided by 3, 7.3. So once again on our number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 6.8, 7.3, right in between that is 7. Okay, which symbol makes -30 blank -5 true? Well, -30 is less than -5, and the less than symbol is B. And which symbol makes this true? Negative 6.2, blank negative 6.8. Well, negative 6.2 is actually greater than negative 6.8, and that symbol is A. Okay, if you have any questions on the Unit 2 review, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out, because after you take this comes the test. Thanks for watching, guys.